So based on the other conversation that we had previously, based on getting confidence, another thing that a lot of people struggle with is building and keeping a habit. Of course, you have to build that credibility and confidence first before you can start building habits, because you can't just build a habit out of thin air. How many of you have constantly said, I'm going to do something new today. I'm going to start eating healthy. I'm going to start reading books. I'm going to start working out. It doesn't matter. Most of the time, you're going to start it and you might keep it up for 2 to 3 days. But then as soon as you take a break or as soon as you stop, boom, it flatlines. Now, the reason why that happens is because first of all, your brain doesn't actually want to do things that involve work. We're so spoiled. Obviously, we live in the United States of depression. We're so spoiled that we don't know how to have hardships come into our lives and be comfortable and accepting of it. We always want to push it back, and that's a major flaw that we do. Because when we push it back, we're literally saying, hey, we're not strong enough to deal with that. We don't want that. And that's horrible because your body and your mind both notice that. So saying that aside, the best way for you to build habits is literally by having credibility in yourself in order for you to be confident enough to know that you're going to keep that habit. Another thing to know, once you stop a habit, if you don't pick it up the next day, either the next hour, the next day, if you wait 2 days, you're more likely going to quit right there because you already told yourself, I'm not going to do it. I already stopped for 2 days. Your brain is always going to tell you a way for you to give something up because it knows it's uncomfortable. Your brain is never going to let you know exactly what comfortable or not being comfortable is. The best way to explain that, I don't want to sound sexist here, but you wonder why I'm just going to put it as unisex. You wonder why some people are attracted to other toxic people. And you always wonder, how can they not see that that's a horrible lifestyle to live? I'll explain why. It's because of familiarity. They are already familiar with bad representation, bad attitudes, bad environments. The thing is, they don't see that it's bad because it's a mindset issue. The reason they don't see that as bad is because they're used to those predicaments. So let's say they grew up in a very tough household where people are always arguing or fighting. They think that's normal. In reality, they do not think that that's an issue or a threat. The reason they don't think that's an issue or a threat is because that's what they're used to. And then when they see something good instead happen, the very first thing their brain is going to tell them, this situation feels bad, we got to back out. Why? At that point, you wonder, like, are you crazy? I just gave you everything that you asked for. But their brain doesn't recognize it as familiar. So because the brain doesn't recognize it as familiar, the brain is 9 times out of 10 more likely going to push back because it's scary to have change in your life. It doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. Change is not always the best thing that your brain accepts in your life. But if you think about it, that's usually what makes you start having the greatest changes in your life. Because let's say you only eat junk food and you just stop. You just go cold turkey and you just stop. You just start eating healthier food and you're not even working out. You just start eating healthier food. Out of nowhere, you might start losing weight. And you're wondering, how did I lose the weight? I'm not even exercising. You stopped doing that bad habit. And you were rewarded by seeing that positive changes for the good habit that you just started taking up. The problem is so many people are afraid of change because they're afraid of changing their environment. They're so comfortable. They're so afraid to see what's next or what's new. It's like knowing you got a toxic friend and this person is destroying your livelihood. Like, you lend them money and you know they don't pay back. They always have you do favors for them and you never do them back. And you're wondering, I know this person's so bad for me, but if I stop talking to them, if I stop doing the favors for them, they might stop talking to me. They might stop being my friend. You gotta understand, The reason things get worse is because it's a sign letting you know you gotta move on. Not everybody is meant to stay in your life. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Not a lot. Like, sometimes people just aren't bad people. You want to sit there and destroy other people's names because they treated you bad, but you don't understand that was God or the universe or whatever you believe's way of letting you understand that this is your way of having character development. This is the way that you're going to be able to evolve into your next self. They were there meant to take the bullet as a bad person, but in reality, they probably weren't even the bad person. They just did exactly what they were told to do spiritually, mentally. It doesn't matter how you look at it. In order to help you move forward into your next step. And the fact that you either can't... Damn, those are some nice mushrooms. Look at these Johns. Wait, give me a second. Can I turn the camera around while I'm recording? No? Damn. There's some nice mushrooms, though. I can't show them to you, and I don't want to touch them because I don't know if they're poisonous or not. But going back into it, you got to understand you got to let them go. The fact that you can't let them go literally shows you're not ready for your next level and stage in your life. It shows that you're not ready for change. And change is so important because it's literally how we evolve into our next selves. Like, right now, if all you're doing is smoking, drinking, working the same dead-end job, not evolving, not going anywhere, being on the couch watching TV, not trying to advance yourself in life, either physically, mentally, spiritually, it doesn't matter how you see it. If you're not looking to make any changes and you're comfortable where you're at, if you're not happy where you're at, you got to understand it's because you're comfortable where you're at. You got to make the change. And in order for you to start making change, it's going to be uncomfortable. As soon as you start working out, you know it's going to be very uncomfortable to start working out. You know it's going to be very uncomfortable to start eating healthier. You know it's going to be very uncomfortable to go to sleep early so then you can wake up early and get more things done. You probably don't like to read. You probably don't like to... Oops, my microphone. You probably don't like to read. You probably don't like to write. You probably don't like to do a lot of things that are really good for you. And it's a shame because deep down you don't understand that that's the only way that you're going to make the life changes that you deserve and you want in your life. So look, it's uncomfortable. But if you want better, you have to start making changes for the better. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard letting some friends go. It's gonna be hard letting some good habits die. Like, I used to love watching anime and playing games. I still do. But I can't think about the last time when I thought to myself, damn, I really want to watch an episode or I really want to play a game. Because I know deep down somewhere I'm gonna get stuck in it and it's gonna be very hard to go back. Like, you gotta understand, life, your brain wants to see good things because it's addicted to the dopamine it gives you. But until you learn to let go of that dopamine that comes easily, and you start seeking out the dopamine that comes hard, it's like weaning yourself off weed. You ever notice, for the smokers or the drinkers, as soon as you stop smoking or drinking for like a week, out of nowhere, you come back, you take one shot or you take one hit, and all of a sudden, boom, like, how am I high already? How am I drunk already? It's because your tolerance went up. The same thing is going to happen with your life when you start seeking better. So trust me, seek better. It's going to be a tough road in the beginning, but when I tell you the results and the rewards are going to be so much sweeter, it's just something you got to experience for yourself. But you never will if you don't take the first step. So please start learning how to take that first step. I know this video is already long. You might even just put this on YouTube. I know it's going to be a hard first step to take, but trust me when I tell you, it's the best first step you're going to be able to start noticing, especially if, going back into what the video is about, you continue keeping a habit of it. And the only way for you to build a habit of it is for you continuing to do it, knowing that it's the best thing for you in your life. I love you. If nobody supports you or believes in you, remember that I do. And I'm here with you. Send me a message if you need help. But I got you. I love you. Be safe. Have a great day.